my body. Every size, every line, every girl, every guy, everybody who don't identify.
Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Hi, hello, my name is Loey. This is something I have been asked to talk about on my channel more times than I could possibly begin to count. However, the story had been developing at a somewhat rapid pace, I felt like. There were constantly new things being put out, new comparisons of Kate Yup to other people, potential kidnapping victims, all sorts of crazy stuff, and I kind of just wanted to see how the situation panned itself out. Now we are reaching a point where Kate Yup has not posted a video in 3 months, and I just wanted to come on, talk about what I know, talk about some of the accusations that I think there's no basis to, and what my overall conclusion is on the bizarre mukbang world of Kate Yup. So many of my faves have already made this kind of video. Nexpo has made a video on Kate Yup. Rainbot has made a video on Kate Yup. Watching analysis videos like that really helped me kind of come to my own conclusions. So of course I want to give credit where credit is due. I know everyone and their mother has already exhausted the Kate Yup situation, but I still really wanted to talk about it because as bizarre of a story as it is, and as much as I think something is going on, it's not as dark as people are painting it out to be, for sure. Kate Yup rose to popularity in the mukbang community, or the mukbang community. I don't know how you say it. I've heard it both ways. I always just say mukbang. Whatever it is, it's that community and that side of YouTube where people eat food on camera. And a lot of the times it's kind of just a way of vlogging. They'll talk about their days as they eat. A lot of people see it as like a way to eat a meal with someone else when you're eating alone. And so those videos get like crazy views. Kate Yup, however, got way more views than even most of the popular creators in that category. While Kate Yup did follow a lot of traditional mukbang kind of standards, not all of them were very commonplace in that genre. For example, she ate with a mask on, which covered pretty much from her eyebrows down to her nose. This was obviously to protect her identity. I think even in her earliest videos, she didn't wear the blindfold. She just like would only film from like her mouth down. It's actually really smart if you think about it, to protect your identity in that way. A lot of people don't do face reveals on YouTube or on the internet for that very reason, just to protect their identity. She couldn't exactly not face reveal because, you know, she's eating on camera, but she did her best to conceal her identity. The other thing that really startled people was how much food Kate would eat in one setting. She just shovels food into her mouth with her hands. She eats a lot of seafood, and I think also a lot of food that's not very popular in like Western culture, or at least not where I'm from. So it's just something different, and people were very startled by her. The situation got weirder though as her uploads continued. Despite eating exorbitant amounts of food on camera, she was seemingly losing weight, which I know is a really touchy subject on the internet, and I'm not going to get into speculation of that. However, what I will say is beyond that, Kate was also coming on camera sometimes with bruises on her arms, cuts on her lip, and seeming to be in a state that was worse for wear. The internet tends to speculate on what it can't explain away. And Kate in particular was one where people were really looking for answers. There was genuine concern from people who had watched her videos and were slowly watching her seemingly deteriorate. There were so many rumors of her doing Morse code for SOS on the side of her bowl as she ate, or people whispering at her in the backgrounds of her videos, that all pretty much turned out to be bogus. I will admit that the way that it was presented was pretty convincing. When I first watched a Kate Yup compilation video of her doing the Morse code and people whispering creepy stuff in the background of her mukbangs, or seeing her bowl move by itself seemingly from a force-off camera, I was pretty sketched out too. but so much of this is explainable. The Morse code thing, I think she was just tapping to tap to get the sauce from whatever she was eating off of her hands or whatever. It did seem sort of pulsed and rhythmic, so maybe it's like just a thing that she does sometimes. When I'm sitting very still, I will move my fingers in patterns, and it's very weird. I've done it ever since I was a kid, so maybe it's something like that, just like a nervous tick. And then also a lot of these whispers from off camera or the bowl moving by itself, so much of it was just her doing the thing, and people were just looking so far into it because they were so incredibly worried about her. There was one instance that stands out to me of Kate capitalizing the letters SOS when she wrote delicious in the caption of one of her videos. And it did seem alarming, but then also so many random letters are just capitalized in her captions on her videos. I think it's just the way she types. It was not until the video I Am Alive where she kind of clapped back at those trolls and said, "You guys are all crazy. Of course I am not kidnapped." It wasn't until that video, weirdly enough, that people really got concerned, because it was in the captions of that video that she spelled out with the capital letters of each phrase that she was writing on screen, "help," and did not capitalize anything else for the entire video. In a recent mukbang, as she is eating food, a tooth falls out of Kate's mouth. I don't think, obviously, that it was real, because she then shows two other teeth that supposedly fell out of her mouth. But that is super, super alarming, and especially because people are so worried about her weight loss and other things. To be honest with you, not to jump to the end of the video already, and I will circle back around on other things that have happened, it seems to me like this person is trying to troll the trolls in her mind, that she's tried to set the record straight multiple times. It's clear English is not her first language. In fact, there are so many videos trying to figure out where she is from, what country it is that she lives in, based on mugs that they can see in videos, or based on the way that the light hits in a different video from the windows or something. I'm not going to do that because I have no desire to dox this woman or reveal her real identity. I just think it's kind of, on one hand, I sort of understand because she's trying to set the record straight, and I think people are just continuing to be really concerned. On the other hand, things like teeth falling out and capitalizing the letters for help is really jarring, especially once you know what people are so concerned about. Once you know that people think that you might have an issue with an eating disorder, or once you know that people think that you're a kidnapping victim, maybe it's not the best to play into that. But who am I to judge, I guess? There is this really creepy deleted video that I can't include any footage of because it is deleted, and the only footage I've seen of it are of people reacting to it, where Kate cuts open a fish that was supposed to be thrown in the trash. It can't be eaten or anything, but it's like a whole fish, and it's like a large one. She cuts it open and puts Coke and Mentos in it, and then sews it up to see if it will like explode or something. It's very weird. Nothing happens, and then she's like, I guess I should just stick with my mukbang videos. And now she hasn't uploaded for like 3 months. Ultimately, we see this time and time again with oddities on the internet, especially with young women and young girls, where people kind of, you know, get up in arms, they get very worried, and try to help them or save them in the best way they can. We saw this with very real situations like the Marina Joyce thing, where people took it, you know, really out of context, said she was a kidnapping victim, or that she was being forced to do various things on YouTube for her kidnappers, when in reality she was struggling with her mental health. In this situation, the running theory with Kate Yup is pretty similar. People believe that she has been kidnapped, and the only time that she's allowed to eat is during these mukbangs, when she's allowed out of whatever confinement she's in so that she can eat this food. That's why she's continuing to lose weight. That's why she eats at such a rapid pace, etc. There are a lot of, you know, reasons why this is probably not true. I don't think that a kidnapping victim would let help pass by them so quickly in these captions after everyone has called her out on the SOS, you know? I don't think that a kidnapping victim would even allow her to have access to the editing software. They would probably do all of that for themselves. Also, I can't imagine that forcing someone to do mukbangs on YouTube is the best way to make money with someone who has been kidnapped. Not that I know anything about that, but I just, you know, it of course is very far-fetched. People have compared her a lot to various kidnapping victims, and as much as those are really interesting to theorize about, I'm not really gonna bring them up in this video because I don't think that they have any kind of basis. A lot of them, I can see why people have run with them, but I saw the same thing when I covered Sitting and Smiling on TikTok, that people kept comparing her to Aaliyah Peterson, who had been kidnapped and just happened to have the same name as her. And that girl literally said she was fine. She was just sitting and smiling on camera. Multiple times had alluded to it being an ARG, etc. So I highly doubt something sinister in that regard is happening with Kate Yap. But I do believe that something is happening with her. I think she is playing into a story that was essentially written for her by internet investigators and Redditors. This story really blew up on Reddit and people were really trying to figure out what was going on. And I think they literally gave her a loose plot point to run with her own augmented reality game. I think she is using what has worked for her now to get views, to continue to get views. People continue to tune in because what's going on with Kate Yap? We don't know. The way that she shovels food into her mouth on camera, I think is really alarming for a lot of people. So I get the concern, I get the confusion, but unfortunately at the end of the day, there's no concrete evidence of anything. She's explained the cut on her lip in the one video away as a cold sore. She has said that her bruises are from the sun, something like sunspots. However, in another video it was gone, so who really knows? I have unexplained bruises all the time. It might seem like I'm explaining away everything about Kate Yap. And mostly that's just because I don't want any of you guys to continue to think, if you think already, that this is someone who is in immediate danger of an outside force who is forcing her to eat on camera. I really, really, really doubt that. I am 99.999% certain that she is not a kidnapping victim forced to eat on camera. I do think she is doing what any YouTuber probably would do and buying into the hype of her own channel now. Doing weird things to continue to draw in these views, to continue to have people talk about it. She has expressed serious, you know, discomfort with people talking about the situation, but then continues to do things that tie into, you know, people being worried about her. So I do think it is a game and a story and whatever. There might be other things going on with Kate Yap, things that could be up for concern, but they're not really for me to sit here and debate on and to dissect. I hope that she is okay. But ultimately, that's all I really have to say on the situation. I just wanted to respond to the countless people who have asked me to address the Kate Yap situation, to talk about it. This is what's going on, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Give me a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If there is an internet oddity or a mystery you want me to dive into, leave it commented down below. I love you guys so very much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.